Welcome to another episode of Voices of West Windsor. And I am extremely excited this time because we have our very own Sanjana Gulati because she
It
is
was so sweet.
who created the amazing platform that all of us are on, West Windsor Peeps, because that is something that makes us all connected. And pretty much, Voice of West Windsor would like to extend its gratitude and thank you because we
Oh,
are so much connected with people because of Sanjana. So,
thank
Sanjana, welcome to
you.
the platform.
Thank you. You are so sweet. So sweet. It's my pleasure. And thank you for having me. I'm a bit overwhelmed. Like, what? Okay, Shika is like kind wants to interview me. What does that even mean? But thank you so much. That's very
Yeah,
sweet.
you're most welcome, dear. So, um, beginning with our conversation, so what does West Windsor means to you?
Home. So I know most people know, and I talk about it a lot. I'm an army brat. So we've never really, I grew up moving every year, every 2 years. And then I got married, moved from India to Dallas, from Dallas to Philly, Philly to Mount Laurel, and then Mount Laurel to here. And this is the longest I have stayed in a place. This is like by far the longest, going on it's going to be 18 years. No, 17 years, I think. 17 years. So that's a long time. For most places I've stayed in is 1 year, 2 years,
Yeah,
maybe 2.5 years. So it's home. West Windsor equates to home for me.
that's such a
So,
thing. Yeah, that's a very common thing that I'm listening from a lot of people. And that's such a nice thing about West Windsor. So, what makes West Windsor unique according to you?
uh, in terms of where we are, as far as the location, obviously, we're so close to everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just like you can do anything you want. You want to run to the shore, you want to go skiing, you want to go to the city. I mean, that's, and everyone says that that's one of the best parts of West Windsor. But the diversity,
Mhm.
and I would say the inclusion. Not only are we diverse, but everyone is so open to, and in my experience, I feel maybe a lot of people say I always look through stuff with rose colored glasses,
Mhm.
but I see that we've been here for a long time. Both my boys went through the school district, so I've been the class mom, and I've done the soccer. I wasn't a soccer mom, baseball, basketball, high school football, Boy Scouts. And it's so I've been through, and then now through Peeps. Like, it's just everyone is welcoming. It is, everyone wants to help out. Everyone wants you to be a part of it. That's what makes it a lot better than many of the other places that I hear about. I can't say
Yeah,
I've been where to say that, but probably that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
true. So, where do you see yourself in the community of West Windsor?
Uh, just a resident trying to, at the end of the day, home and work is what it is.
Hmm.
I have a great neighborhood. I have a great town. I've made beautiful friends over here.
Hmm.
And what do I see myself as? Just a resident, just a regular resident doing what everybody else does, like nothing different. It's just, I think everybody's living the same life.
Yeah,
It,
that's right.
everyone's doing the best that they can with what they have and what they can. So that's pretty much it. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. It does. Because you are doing, or everybody else is doing their part, and that's how we have a beautiful community
Come
of.
in. I think so.
Yeah. So, is there someone in this town who has inspired you? It can be a person or people.
Oh my goodness. Yes, 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 and yes. Every day I learn. Um, yeah, the answer is yes. I wouldn't even know where to start. So I'm going to start with people on Peeps who I don't even know. The selfless commitment to the community is awesome. It makes me, and I say it often, it makes me want to do more. It's just everyone just wants to do some, and the kids, I see kids, they're like volunteering their time. Well, like when we had the rally for the gun control, your daughter Mega, like, that
Yes.
little, and the little things, all of these kids, the adults we have, um, I don't even know where I would start as to who
Yes.
inspires me. Every day I meet people or I read something who are doing so much, not for themselves, but for everyone else. I have, you know, Hemant just fascinates me with his
Oh,
energy. Yeah, it's just I have no words. These are people that we know. So I'm gonna
yeah.
talk about. There's you. There's Paul. There's YZ. There's Alok.
Oh, yeah. Our
It's
encyclopedia.
crazy. It's and they're these young kids, and they're always talking about it. And I think there's one person who is not that I'm aware of, and I haven't. Both my boys were in Boy Scouts.
Mhm.
And when we first moved in and my Varun started with Boy Scouts, I don't know how many people know Martin Rexroad. He was the scoutmaster for the longest time for Troop 40.
Oh, wow.
And I cannot tell you how, if you don't know him, or if you know him, or if you've heard about him, you would know he was this. And there are other scoutmasters, he retired or he left as his kids got older. But his commitment, I remember, when you come from, I came from a very sheltered background.
Yes.
Everything was like, my dad was in the army, everything was taken care of. We just had to pretty much,
Yeah.
we had our own little bubble. There wasn't much. And then I went to school at Penn, and it was just, I was just living my life, just same what we do. Home, then there are the kids, then there is Vikram, and then there are parties, and then there is work, and then there's getting up and getting ready, and then there's going on vacation, and there's, like just doing the best that you can. And then I met Mr. Rexroad. And if you don't know him, or if you know him, he is an amazing, amazing, amazing man. I love, he would go to work and then he would come, and then all these parents and these boys, and the amount of time he would put in the kids. And I would always think to myself, if he can put so much time, I can give a little bit time. There is no excuse not to give that much time. That's pretty, and that's how you learn. I'm sorry if I put him on the spot over there. I haven't seen him in a few years, but he always comes to my mind when I think about community service.
Wow.
uh, there's so many. There's Toy, there's like so much. Sonia now, Michael, like everybody is just, everybody wants to. Maybe it's in every community. Maybe it's in every community where everyone wants to give, I feel, more than they're taking.
Yes.
That that is what makes West Windsor amazing to me, an amazing place to live. I
Very.
have, I know this, and again, I don't know how many people know. She's a friend of mine, a dear friend of mine. Her name is Maggie Morales, and you've been to my place. We don't really have a neighborhood. We
Yeah.
have like two streets that we call a neighborhood.
Yeah.
And she was one of the first ones when we moved here, trying to get everybody together. Like, this is stuff that inspires me, when people are doing their best to make it better for everyone else.
Yes.
So,
And being inclusive, as you had said before.
yeah, very, very inclusive, very
Yeah.
inclusive.
Yeah.
And then, Sonia's doing such a great job now. She's just, it's amazing. It's so many people there. And I'm sorry if I've forgotten anybody, but Shika, as you can see, my face is red. You put me on the spot. not too good with interviews. So there you go. Yeah.
You are a sweetheart. So now coming to the very own Peeps, West Windsor
Uh,
Peeps. So you're the admin of West Windsor's largest online forum and have been so for about 8 years.
yes,
Have you
eight
seen
years.
any changes in how the township has handled the online discourse?
Um, I think it's getting better and better. It really is. When I first started, I think it was July. It was mid-July. And it was someone, I started one for our neighborhood, and on there it was garbage is this day, this one's leaving, there's a dog on the street. That's how it started. And then I was like, why don't we start something for the town on a similar? So that went on for about 10 years. We would talk, we would joke with each other, like it just
Yeah.
brought all of us together. And then Peeps, I must have been bored doing something, or just sitting, and it was somebody needed a plumber, and they asked, and I'm like, wait, how about we start asking on, like the groups had just started on Facebook, and that's pretty much how it started. Over the not the sorry, excuse me, let me just turn my ringer off. Over the not the past election, the election before that, I think that's when it started picking up with a lot of conversation, and the time was just right.
Yeah.
And from what I hear, there used to be everybody would tell me when I first started, there was a group. It was not on Facebook, but it was an online group. I don't remember the name of it. Maybe the old timers do. And it had to close down because there was so much negativity on it. So it's very, and again, coming back to your question, over the past, I'm going to say 5-6 years or whatever it has been, it's just, everyone uses it. Most of the times it's a wonderful place. Some days, not when my text messages and my messenger starts blowing up, I know something's going on over there that needs my attention. So there you go. But I think most of the times people have been using it very responsibly, with great responsibility. They know what it is meant for. And like, again, I say most people, 99.999% of people just want to do the right thing.
Yeah.
So
that makes your job easier.
That makes my job very, very much easier.
Yeah. Even I've seen like lately, it is becoming a good motivational portal also for everyone.
Yeah.
Like,
For
if you do something, people are like, just for the sake of encouragement, if you just go on Peeps and write something, there are people who are backing you all the time.
Right.
So you feel like, oh, my day is done. Like, I did something good.
Yeah. And this is, like a lot of folks will say, it's just Facebook, or it's just, an online. But online and through COVID, we've learned more. Like, digital is the future.
Yeah.
We like it or we don't like it. We don't want to like it. I'm a people's person, so I like to meet people, but this the past year has taught, like, you do what you have to do to get through.
Yeah.
You do. So there you go.
Yeah, true. So on the similar lines, I'll ask that some people have argued that a forum of this size, like, I was seeing you have like more than 11,000 members in the group, although technically private, is practically, it has to be a public forum and should have other admins, especially considering that government officials actually discuss the official business here, and there are dozens of things that happens. So each day there are a lot of posts that are concerning the public interest. So what is your take on that? How do you handle it? Do you think you should have more admins?
So at this time in my life, I can take care of it. And to everyone who asked me, and I've had this, everyone has a bias.
Mm-hmm.
There is not one person and has a mindset. It has taken me a lot, and it's a learning curve. Everyone has looks at things. No one can look at a post as a blanket statement. You
Mm-hmm.
either look at the pros of it or the cons of it. You're either on the right or you're on the left. Even if you're independent, you're like, there is always that little bit of bias. And my issue with adding any kind of moderators right at this time, when is, why put that on someone else?
Mm-hmm.
Why put the and it takes a lot. It takes a lot when it takes a lot from me also, when I
Yeah.
look at something and I know this is not what I think.
Mm-hmm.
This is not what I want to, I want my page to be about. This is not what I want this to be. But everybody has a right to say what they want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody should have a right to say what they want to say.
Yeah.
And as far as everyone says why, and I've had a lot, why don't you add? I've had folks leave the
Yeah.
group because I wouldn't add them as a moderator. And I'm like, okay, if you feel so strongly, it is, I get messages all the time, but I'm not doing it by myself. I
Mm-hmm.
am not. You will be surprised how many folks on Peeps help me out. I give out my cell phone number, like, okay, I'll get messages, I'll get text, I'll get reported comments, reported posts, Sanjana, this needs your attention. This needs, everyone's helping me in the background. You might not know about it. I'm not doing it, completely on my own.
Yeah.
They self-allow, the group is pretty much self-moderated at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It does. And they know what, most of the times, I'm going to say most of the times, I'm going to say it's a great thing. They'll send me like, this is, this one is it, are you okay with this?
Yeah.
And if I'm not, I'll address it. I'll send a message. I'm not shy about sending messages on Messenger. Yeah. I'm not shy about removing a comment or a post or muting a person. I'm not. It is, I have a certain vision for it. It's worked well for everyone. It's worked well for us. So I don't want to mess around with it. Yeah. That's pretty much what it is. I don't want to.
Yeah, like, and it has been working very good, and it's been in a framework, so freedom of speech, but in a certain framework makes a lot of difference, because we don't even want to hurt anybody's feelings over there.
Right. And wrong is wrong,
yeah.
Right is right. It's just the way it is, but it's your perception too.
Yeah.
People have their own mindset. I can't change it. You can't change it. Maybe a couple of years back, 3 years back, 4 years back, I think it's gotten a lot better. It's really easy to fight with someone sitting in your PJs and on your phone. It's very easy to say the wrong thing. It's very easy to, be mean and be callous and be like, undermine somebody.
Yeah.
So that's my whole thing. I hope it gets to stay kind in thought, kind in comment, kind in posting, and things will fall into play.
Yes.
They usually do.
Yeah. And I like the way you always come up and, like, if there is any issue. So I've seen your presence there, which means, like, that, okay, I'm watching you guys just fine. I'm like, I am, so people will be, okay, we have to be a little cautious about things, which is nice, like, because it should not go here and there, which, yeah.
And if you feel so strongly about something, if you feel so strong, use your own timeline, make it public. Everybody can read it if it's public. Facebook gives you a lot.
Yes.
It gives you, you can do a lot of things. Do it. Don't use this place, which is not meant to be a negative forum. It really, that's my biggest thing. It's meant to help each other. Yeah. Not to tear each other down.
Yeah.
Whatever it is for.
So coming to, so have you seen the community members coming together during the non-COVID township like crisis, like power outages or other emergencies? Have you seen it in the forum?
You've seen it, they're so, I mean, I loved, again, about people inspiring you, it's like little things like when we had the power outage, what was it, like a few months back, and people are like, oh, my refrigerator, to complete strangers, I have 2 refrigerators. Do you want to charge your phone? I'm going to put it out in my backyard.
Yeah.
It's COVID times, but what I'm just making, like, it wasn't related to COVID. You're not comfortable coming inside my home, but I have I'm putting a charging port outside in my backyard and you guys can sit over there. Like little things like that. That's amazing to me.
Yeah.
And everyone's out to help each other. Even now, COVID obviously has thrown everyone and I think people are more mindful, more helpful of wanting to be there for each other. But even before that, I think they help each other out.
So what, when you are having any kind of, so as an admin, I'm talking, like what qualifies as a post or a comment that goes way too far? So that whoever is listening to this, they know that, okay, I am.
Language is huge.
Mm-hmm.
We have, and tone.
Yeah.
I know tone is open to perception, but so you can tell. And the language. We have a lot of kids. We have a lot of high schoolers. We have younger kids, even middle schoolers on there now.
Mm-hmm.
We have to set, I know, it's easy, even in, general conversation with friends or something, you'll say a bad word here or there, you'll say a swear word, but it's not something I want not just kids, anybody to think that it's okay to use your own page for that. If you want to curse, please feel free to do it on your page. You have your own personal page. Mm-hmm. You want to, spew hatred or you want to tear something down, do it on your page. This is not the place for it. Mm-hmm. This is not the place for being negative. And that is something I feel so strongly about.
Okay.
Cursing, obviously racist, sexist comments. Mm-hmm. And you will be surprised how many messages, how many people don't see because the keyword alerts, they send me the thing. And then even folks, Peeps will send me a message saying, this is what, and by now, a lot of people know me. And you'll be surprised how many people help me out. Yeah. Strangers, like I've never met them. I don't know if I'm going to meet them. Hey, Sanjana, this is what's happening. Just wanted to bring it to you. Sometimes it'll be the same thing by 5 different people. They don't know that, Sometimes it'll be just with the one person. But I so appreciate that. I don't like negative tone. I don't like bashing. You've made your point. I don't like bullying, whatever side you're on. No need to bully anyone. You make your point. There is no need. It gets redundant after a little bit time.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I've been a part of like few other online portals. Everybody is a part of different groups. But in Peeps, I have seen in West Windsor Peeps, that's my thinking that, and which is a good thing, that people have their own voice, which gives them the freedom to express what they have. So, and as you have said that, just if you are mindful and watchful for what you're speaking, don't go way too far, then you can express your thoughts, because in other portals, you don't get that freedom. And that's the reason why there's no discussion happening. And when there's no discussion, then there's no closeness amongst the community.
Interesting. Yeah. No, I'm open, talk all you want to.
Yeah, which is
just good. Be respectful of the fact that, you don't know where that other, and I'm not talking about politics, I'm talking about other stuff also, but leave the politics of the whole craziness aside. You don't know what that other person has gone through or in that moment is going through.
Yeah.
You don't know what word, what's going to push that person over, like over the edge, or just be nice. Just be
Yeah.
nice. You're on there for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, do your stuff, and
Just, yeah, I know.
just
Just,
be just be nice. Just be
yeah.
nice, be kind. You
Yeah.
don't need to always be belligerent and aggressive. And we know your point of view. We've known each other, and I think most people have been there for a while. So
I know.
even though we don't know each other personally, you know what that person is about.
Yeah,
So
yeah. What
back off.
So, how you think that West Windsor can come together and build one another together instead of just tearing one another down, just as an abstract level, like that how to build that memento of bringing the community together.
Um, I think, and I've talked about it many times with many people, like, on different platforms. We have lots of different groups in West Windsor, and everybody's doing great, and I'm not like everyone's doing great. And I mean, just everyone does what, but for some reason, I personally feel we're not together.
Mhm.
The Indian community does what the Indian community wants. They're doing a great job, but they do what the Caucasian does what they want to do. The African American community, like everybody's doing so well. Like I wish we would, the Asian community is doing what they are doing, and everyone's helping. Everybody's doing. I see, I see it. Everyone does so much, but it always to me seems, I could be wrong. It seems to me that we do it in little clusters. We don't do it together. So my one hope would be, and I don't know how to bring that together.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I had this crazy idea, and Brandy Hebert from, she was helping me with it. And I wanted to do I grew up watching Gilmore Girls. So I would, and I grew up in, like in the army where you have like little regiments. So all of us would do stuff together. So I
Yeah.
had this idea of doing like a bingo night once a month, where it was like, hey, it's the third Friday of the month. We all have to go for bingo or something like that.
Yeah.
And I spoke about it with Aylin and Jyotika also. Like, is
Yeah.
there anywhere we could make this
Mm.
happen?
Yeah.
Like where everybody comes together. It's
Yeah.
just, that's where I think we need a little bit of work if we can.
Yeah.
Is that something you notice, or is that just me?
Yeah. No, 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 you're right, actually. Even I've noticed it so much, and it's so evident. That's the reason why the Mosaic, the organization that I started, is the
Yeah.
fact. I wanted the different
Such a
people
great job you're doing.
together. Like, because that's what I feel about being a part of this, that, everybody is doing it in their own things.
And everybody's doing a phenomenal job. And I
Yeah.
don't know if it's going to get any better if everybody does it together, but I would still want everybody to do
Yeah.
it together.
Yeah. Like, so we are hoping that, one day, but
Yeah. And one little step at a time, one little step
yeah.
at a time, we'll
But
get there.
what you have done and whatever portal that you have created, I think by far this is the best thing that you have gifted to West Windsor
Oh, you are so sweet to
community.
say that.
No, I'm
Thank
I'm
you.
I'm very serious about it, because Peeps is something, good or bad, anything is all there. And we are all a part of a big community, and you have been a great admin where I don't see a lot of
Sure.
confusions here and there. So you have done a big part,
Thank you.
and thank you for what you do, because it takes a lot of time and efforts in managing such a big group. It's not easy. And
Some days it's getting easier. It is. I have so many peeps helping me out. They really do. Everybody, knows they do. They, so many of you help me. I so appreciate that. If I don't say thank you enough, then that's wrong of me. But I don't do it by myself. I don't. I have lots of people looking out for me. Like,
yeah,
that's amazing. They don't even know me. Like, they are not them. They have never met me, but
correct.
they feel this thing to protect me. So it's good. It's good. We're in a good place. We just need, and I personally think everyone, and I think I said this before in the thing, everybody wants to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Nobody goes out with the intention, I'm going to be mean today. Or I'm going to have a bad day and I'm going to make everybody's day bad. Nobody goes. Everyone goes with, I'm going to have a great day and I'm going to make sure everybody around me has a great day.
Yeah.
Things happen. So as long as you're mindful of, everyone is doing the best that they can and things usually fall into place, we'll be okay.
Yeah, we'll be, yes. But thank you so much, Sanjana, for all your time.
And thank you, Chika. Thank you. Thank you for, giving, finally we get a chance to chat.
Yeah, I know. Thank you so much for being a part of Voices of West Windsor and Historical Society of West Windsor.
You guys are doing such a great job. I love Paul's posts. Oh my goodness, things you learn, the thing. And I'm like, why are there so many houses over here? So amazing to see that. It really is.
Yes.
And the amount of research you guys put into it, that's very special. Thank you for.
Yeah, thank you, Sanjana, for everything. And we'll be chatting soon. Hopefully, we meet soon.
Yes, ma'am. And thank you. Thank you. Love you. Bye.